Now I'd like to introduce to you Miss Rachel. Rachel is a freshman at a local Portland high school as well. She has struggled with dyslexia for as long as she can remember and has made reading and math hard for her. Rachel is also a student advocate for Decoding Dyslexia Oregon. Rachel, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you. My years in elementary public school has took a toll on me. I had great teachers and a ton of IEP support, but I kept on falling further and further behind. At the end of 5th grade, I hated school and I had a loss of academic confidence. I had dyslexia. I didn't have behavior problems. I needed teachers who knew how to teach students with dyslexia. They knew to request things like a Chromebook for speech to text, but none of my teachers knew how to teach me how to use it. Instead, I got placed in a special ed room with most other kids having behavior problems. The kids who got support in that class were the kids who were acting out. It seemed like the work just got dumbed down, but they never really taught me how to learn in a way that works for me. Then I'd go back to my regular class and feel behind because I still had to make up worse work that I missed when I was pulled out for special ed. I never had a teacher of color until I got to middle school. I did have teachers who tried to make things better. This included a librarian taking steps to order me more books when she realized there weren't enough books featuring kids of color like me. We need to see ourselves reflect in books when we read and in people who lead us. I was one of the lucky ones. My parents were able to provide me with homework support, tutors, and eventually the option of leaving public school. Now I attend a private school with teachers who know how to provide me with accommodations that also teach me how to read and write in spite of my dyslexia. Students of color are at much greater risk of falling behind academically in Oregon. They are more likely to be attending lower performing schools and to have limited resources. Our first grader who has poor reading skills has a 90% chance of continuing to be a poor reader. Without the right kind of intervention, in Oregon before the pandemic, half of our 3rd graders were not reading at grade level. The statistics of students who look like me is even worse. 74% of Black 3rd graders not reading at grade level. We know now that these rates are much worse due to the pandemic. Now, this is the time to act. Literacy is a civil right, and it needs to start with those students facing the most barriers. One action you can take today is to visit the website and email your legislators, TSPC, and College of Education deans. We need change.